Hello and welcome back to the second episode of Arkham Horror 3rd edition from Tinderless Games. Glad you're rejoining us for this playthrough of the Arkham Horror. We're playing through the Pale Lantern scenario. So this is our second episode. We've played a couple of turns. We're going to come onto the state of the board in a second, but the Pale Lantern scenario is from the Under Deep Waves expansion for the game. Not a tutorial. This is me solo playthrough with two characters. I will explain things as I'm going. I will explain rules, but this is not meant as a tutorial. You know, there are lots of other better videos out there for explaining the actual mechanics of the game. So, you know, please watch this with that in mind. I am playing solo. It's can be a complicated game. There's lots of moving pieces, lots of things that chain link together. So if I do miss anything, I apologise. It's not done intentionally. I'm just here to play and have fun. I'm not really that bothered whether I win or lose the game. It's more for me about playing the game, getting it on the table, enjoying it, using the components, and doing some video recording. So, but if I do make mistakes, you know, please feel free to spot them and let me know. Also, if you're enjoying what I'm doing, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I've got lots of plans for games I want to play. As I've said, I want to come back to Hellboy. I've got some more models that are on the painting table that I need to get done. I'd like to play that game with painted models. Don't play every game with painted models, but I certainly like to play that game with painted models. I've got Arkham Horror, the card game, which is one of my, again, all-time favourite. Well, it is my all-time favourite card game. I've got virtually every expansion, 3 boxes worth of stuff. All of the standalone scenarios, so that's going to be hitting the table at some point. As you might have guessed, I am a bit of an Arkham Horror geek. I am a bit of a Lovecraftian geek. I like all this stuff. It's my favourite genre, hence most of my games in my collection have that type of bent to them. Anyway, let's see where we're at and give us a bit of a quick recap on where we are in regards to the board. So things have really started to kick off over here on the Kingsport Harbour and the central Kingsport hubs. Both anomalies kicking off, so we need to deal with those. Not too bad over this side of the board at the minute. Not connected, these boards. They are connected by travel routes, but not actually physically connected. We did manage to get rid of a clue down here, which Dexter has got. Mitch has done what he does, which is kill loads of enemies, or kill a few enemies, run one over with his car, took the other one out of his typewriter in the same sort of turn. We've got to clear this Doom though, that's a priority. We've also got a couple of Doom up here which we really need to try and flip to be clues, otherwise we've got the Reckoning out now, so it's not gonna change for any time soon, but we need to do that sooner rather than later. So I think that might be our next bet, but I could be wrong. We've got to clear the anomaly first though, because once this is counted as part of the same neighbourhood, so we can't draw off the strange high house cards until we've got rid of the anomaly. So we need to deal with that first of all. And that really is a quick summary. Dexter Drake's picked up a Dark Pact. We don't know what that's going to be until we potentially flip it over. Mitch has picked up an ally, and also he's actually got a spell, which I think I might see if I can trade with. Is it a possession? Is it an item? I don't think a spell is an item. Exchange any number of possessions with other investigators in your space. Might have to just double check that. If you know, put it down in the comment. So we're on to the action phase for the investigators. First things first, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get Mitch to do what he does best, which is to come into this space, which immediately engages the swooping scavenger. And what I've said in the previous video, and stays clear for this video as well, I won't look at the bottom side of this until we actually engage the investigator. So we've got the swooping scavenger. Actually, I'll see if you can see that. He's a 3 health, -1, -1. So -1 strength, -1 observation. After this monster attacks, you disengage other monsters and both you and it move it directly to the space with the most doom. So it's got 3 health. But guess what? Mitch is going to run it over with his old boiler. So unfortunately, he's going to put 2 damage onto the old boiler, which has got a damage rating of 5, so it's taken 4 now, so it can take basically 1 more hit, and do 2 damage immediately to the swooping scavenger. Does that. Let's just move that off the card so you can actually see what's going on. Put that there for the time being. And then he's going to do an attack action. Mitch is going to do an attack action on the scavenger. So he gets 4 dice as standard for his strength. And because he's using his Chicago typewriter, he gets 4 dice for that. I can imagine him sort of running it over in the middle of the road. It's sort of being underneath his wheels. And it's just like... Sorry, I got a bit carried away then. So let's look up dice tray. So we need 1 success really. Oh, hang on, shame. So 2, 4, 8. Sorry, my apologies. Nearly cheated. -1 for the monster. -1 strength, so he's down to 7. He does 2 damage to it. So good job. We did hit it with a car, but we do get a remnant for that one because it's got the remnant sign in the top right hand corner. And that goes to the top of the deck, and Mitch gets a remnant. So he's got 2 remnants now. That's good. We can use those to stop taking sanity from when he casts a rack spell. If could increase his lore actually. So that was his first action to move. Second action was to hit it. So we've done that. So that's Mitch done. Dexter is going to move 1 and ward. Do a ward action, which for him his lore is 4. He doesn't get any pluses for that, but he needs successes. Come on, Dexter. Just the 1. Just the 1. Warding. Yeah. So he just gets the 1. So that's Dexter's action done. So that's both of their actions done. We move on to the monster phase. There are no monsters, luckily enough. They're done. We've killed them all. So we then move on to the encounter phase, and both Mitch and Dexter are going to take 1 from the Visions of the Moon. Dexter will start off with the lead investigator, Mitch. So we've got 3 doom on there now. So it says 2 to 3. A fleet of black galleys sails through the air. You scramble to find a hiding space. Observation -1. Well, I don't think you can go less than 1. So I think that's the way you do it. If I'm wrong, that doesn't seem. You'd never be able to pass the test. So let's say observation 1. Let's see if he passes. He does not pass. Sorry, there's the dice tray. He did not pass. So let's read on and see what happens if you fail. Oh God, if you fail, men of Leng on the ships shout at you in a strange language. You become cursed. Oh, that is really annoying. That is really annoying. So that goes to the bottom. We're going to get the cursed cards. the other side of the blessed cards. I think they are. Which they are. So these are all cursed. We don't need to shuffle these because they're actually all the same because there's just blessed on the other side. So when resolving a test, only 6s counts as successes. After you pass a test, discard this card. If you would become blessed, discard this card instead. So, Mitch is cursed. Slightly annoying. There we go. It is what it is. Our conditions cards in the pile. We've put our card back on there. So we need to now look at Dexter's anomaly card. So he's still got 3 doom on there. The Men of Len give you a ruby red gem and explain in whispers the horrific ways the gems are formed. Will -2. He has 2 will. So again, I'm going to say 1 dice. See what happens. He passes. He passes. If you pass, you steel yourself and tell the strangers to depart. Remove 3 doom from your space and gain 1 remnant. Let me just check. Before I go on. Let's just check. Modifiers. Let's see if there's anything in the rulebook in regards to modifiers. Modifiers. Dice. Where would it be under? Where would it be under? I'm going to pause the video. I'll come back in 2 secs. Yeah, I found it's in the rule section under 490.3b. Roll dice. If your dice pool is less than 1, you roll 1 dice instead. Okay, that's fine. So for me, that's passed. So if you pass, remove 3 doom from your space and gain a remnant. So he's got 1 left in there. That's going to go. And he's going to gain a remnant. So there's just 2 left in there now. That was the encounter phase for Dexter. And then we've got Mythos phase. Again, we will start as we always do with Mitch. And I'm going to draw 1 and then 2. So 1, 2. So Mitch is going to draw a clue. And a blank. So he draws a clue to Kingsport Harbour. Okay. What happens here then? Placing clue on an anomaly. Oh god, it's all kicking off this turn. Anomalies. Just checking. Oh, can't see anything in there. Hopefully Google will provide. Let's see what we get when we do placing clues on anomalies. Anomalies. Arkham Horror. Horror. Boom. Okay. Okay, clues are still placed to neighbours with noise, you just can't draw the normal encounter until the noise is gone. Fine. Just wanted to double check that. So the clue gets placed underneath here. So there's 2 clues at Kingsport Harbour now. We'll do the same thing, we'll draw the top 2, put that one in there, and then we'll just do a bit of a shuffle. And then those go back on there. And then we get the blank for Dexter as well, so we're all good. So how many have we got left in there now? We've got another 1, 2, 3, 4 left. We've definitely got another Doom, another Monster. Oh, and 2 headlines. Lovely. Headlines are bad. Right, so that is it for the Mythos phase. Swinging back to the action phase. Investigator. Let's see if we can do this. So, Mitch is going to away 1, 2, the Strange High House. For his second action, he's going to have a dab at removing the Doom. He's got 2 law. Got a chance. He's got a chance. What about? See what he gets. Yes! Gets it. Takes that Doom away. Worth a go. So that's it for Mitch. Moved and removed the Doom. And then same for Dexter. Move, and then he's going to ward for 4. See what he gets. And he takes 3 off. So that is that. Oh my goodness, sorry. That is that for taking the Doom off. That means that anomaly goes now because there's no more Doom on that space. And that's it for their turn, but that's pretty good. We've cleared that section. And Mitch is now in where he needs to be to start thinking about this Doom up here. We've still got a little bit of time. We know that Reckoning's not coming out again, so we're all good. We're all good. We then move on to the monster phase. There are no monsters, or there is one more to come out soon, and we'll see what happens there. So there's no more monsters. Then we go to the encounter phase. Let's start off with Dexter, who'll do his encounter first with the Kingsport Harbour. See if we can get a clue, because if he has, he's then got 2 clues, which is awesome. So let's see what he gets. Oh, it isn't a clue one. It isn't a clue. Okay. He is at North Point Lighthouse. Basil Elton tells you strange tales of travelling to other worlds, but you struggle to find meaning in the nonsense he spouts. Test law. Exactly the right one for Dexter to be doing. So I'm going to test law. He gets 1 success. We've got to remember as well that Mitch is cursed. I need to keep that in my head. If you pass, you decipher the means to transport a person from one place to another through doorways to the realm of dreams. Another investigator may move 1 space. Another investigator may move 1 space. That's pretty rubbish, to be honest with you. That wasn't worth it. But anyway, that's Dexter done. And now we've got Mitch at the Strange High House. We're going to draw from the Strange High House deck, and we're going to look and see what it says. So this one, basically, these cards, what they do is they do something first of all, and then you either get something or have to take a test or whatever, and then you have a choice to do things as well. So I'm going to read these in bits. The woman on the path with you tells you all about the things she saw in the town below. Spawn 1 clue. Okay, so spawning a clue. That's going to go downtown. Downtown, and then we pick the first two up out of there. And we just give them a good old shuffle. I think that's, like I say, it's the most difficult thing about this is the 3-card shuffle. There we go. That's that. Done. As you climb, you're both harried by shadowy figures swooping out of the dark night. You may attempt to fight the beasts or shield the woman with your own body whilst she gets to safety. Oh, okay, let's have a look. Well, I haven't read the other two yet, so I get either to fight the beasts or shield the woman. Mitch is the sort of guy who wants to fight the beasts. His mate Louis was ripped apart by monsters in the deep. He wants to kill every single one of these as soon as he sees them. So I'm going to choose fight the beast. Fight the beasts. With a shout, you attempt to startle the night gaunts and force them to flee. Strength. So strength. Non-attack. He gets 4 dice. He has got a remnant for a reroll. He has got a remnant for a reroll if he needs it. Okay, 4 dice, needing a 6, and then we can get rid of Kurtz as well, which would be awesome. One, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. One, 2, and 3. Remnants. Let's just have a quick look. Remnants. I think you just spend. Do you spend one at a time, or can you just spend as many as you want to choose? Remnant is 4, 6, 9. Remnant. Remnant token. Huh. Remnant 494B. 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 Each foe can take a sort of clue token. You may spend that token to reroll 1 die. You may use any number of effects on your chosen components to reroll dice. Or you could spend a remnant. Or you could spend a remnant for rerolling dice. Or am I going mad? Remnants. Oh no, you can only use it to safely cast spells or exchange remnants. Okay, click on. Right, fine. So it says if you fail, they get past you and seize the woman, dragging her over the bay far below. Suffer 2 horror as you watch her fall. Suffer 2 horror as you hear her fall. Okay, it's not great, especially after Mick's encounter with Louis. So we've got 2. I'm going to put 1 on Turan, roll Turan. He saw that as well. And then 1 on Mitch. Mitch McGlynn. So, that's that. So that was the encounter phase. We did Dexter because he got the Kingsport Harbour one. We're now on to the Mythos phase. And we're going to draw Mitch first of all, as we always do in these things. Mitch is first, so the first one is going to be headline and a headline. Oh god, this is not good. Okay, first of all, headline. First headline for Mitch. Truckers' strike leads to shortages. Trade unionists at it again. Food necessities affected. Are unions communist? Headline, rumour. Add this card to the codex and discard all other rumour headlines. The value of each item in the display is increased by 2 so for as long as this card is in the codex. Before you would buy one or more items from the display, you may test influence -1. If you do, you pass this card for this. Okay, that's fair. That's not too bad as headlines go. And the second headline for Mitch is: if you have one or more clues, you become cursed. Well, I don't have clues, but I'm already cursed anyway, and I can't be cursed more than once. So that's him. Actually, as headlines go, that isn't too bad. So what we know we've got left in there should be a Doom and the monster. Yes, it is. Doom and a monster. Doesn't really matter what order I do these in, so let's do the Doom first of all. That fell out. Oh, sorry. Forget to turn that off. The Doom is going to go in downtown and it's going to go in Independence Square. Okay, so that's starting to kick off now. So that's going to go there, and the Independence there becomes the unstable space if ever we need it. That was the Doom, and then we've got a monster. Oh, haven't seen this bad boy before. Pale Lord. Spawn at street nearest leader. Elusive lurker. Place 1 Doom at the unstable space. Okay. He doesn't look particularly good. He doesn't look particularly good. Okay. That's it for the Mythos phase. Elusive. Elusive do. Again, for a quick check. Elusive. Elusive. A ready monster with elusive does not engage an enemy and investigate in its space unless another effect causes it to do so. You move into a space with a ready monster that has elusive, so it does not immediately engage you. You will perform an attack action to engage and deal damage. Okay, so that's fine. It doesn't actually automatically engage us. Okay, that's good. That's good. So, action phase. I'm going to leave. Are we going to... I need to try and get rid of the cursed condition. I've got to pass the test. My best way of doing that is to roll 8 dice at it, see what I can do, and get a 6. So 1, 2 to there. Second action, he's going to focus. And I think I'm going to focus observation. And there is a reason for that, because I want to have a bit of... I could focus law, which gives him his rack spell, but with Chicago typewriter, he doesn't really need it. He's doing potentially much more damage with 8 dice. Yeah, I'm going to focus observation, so at least he'll be rolling 2 dice if he does try and put some spells on the scenario sheet. some clues on the scenario sheet. So he's going to focus. He's focused his one observation there. So that was him for 2. Dexter. He needs to start. He can't go to the strange high house yet because because the clue cards are in here, not in here. So he's going to stay there. He's going to gain $1, and he's also going to. No, he's not going to gain $1. He's not going to gain $1. First thing he's going to do is he's going to gain an observation. So he's going to focus his observation to take him to 3. And then what he's going to do is he's going to try and research his clue. So he's now rolling 3 dice. Needing 4, 5s and 6s. He gets 1. He does get 1, which means he researches that clue, and that goes on to the scenario sheet. He's got 1 doom, 1 all. 1 all. Very nice indeedy. Very nice indeedy. So that was his second action. First was to focus, second was to put the doofree on, put the clue on. Good, good. Monster phase. The Pale Lord says spawn at street nearest leader, elusive lurker, place 1 doom at the unstable space. That's all he's going to do. The unstable space is independent. Oh God, Independence Square. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That means 3 doom on that, and an anomaly starts there. So anything else going on there is going to place doom on the scenario sheet. So we need to get this bit sorted. Get this bit sorted and get a crack on with it. Where were we? That was the monster phase. That was what the Pale Lord was doing. He's put the doom at the unstable space. And that's the only monster we've got. So we then move into the encounter phase, and we're doing normal encounters now. So we've got, let's start off with Mitch, with his cursed Mitch. Let's start off with that. So he's going to draw a card, and it is one for a clue, and he's at St. Erasmus's home. You ask about the donors who fund the home, but the staff want to know if you're a member. You may spend a remnant to prove that you know the way of the secret society and see its lists of donors. Yes, indeed, we're going to do that. We're going to spend one of his 3 remnants. Put that on there. If you do, you're sure that this is the list of the members of the Lantern Club. Gain 1 clue from the neighbourhood. Boom. There is Mitch. He has got his clue, and then that clue then goes back up here, because we can't put it back. We don't want to be putting it back in that deck there. Don't think we've done that so far. We'll just, no, that's fine. And then, so that's Mitch's encounter done. Then we've got Dexter, who's going to draw the same from the same card. He's at 0 point, and that is the clue one as well, which is awesome. Basil Elton tells you the legend of a creature who has kept its true form hidden in silver light. Gain 1 clue from your neighbourhood. Alright, okay. Gain 1 clue. Will do. The image stays in your mind as you add fuel to the lighthouse's red lamp. Observation test. So we've now increased that. We've got 3. Let's see what we can do. He passes. He passes. If you pass, you feel you have impeded the creature. Remove 1 doom from any space. 1 doom from any space. Well, we're going to be coming over here anyway, so let's take 1 off this one. And then this one goes back up to there. So the unstable space now is St. Erasmus's home. So that was the encounter phase. We now move on to the mythos phase. And I don't believe we've got any tokens left in the bag. No, we haven't. They're all empty. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all these back in there. Give them a good old shake up. Good old shake up. Then as one back into the bag. We'll give that a good old shake up. And as ever, I'm going to start with Mitch. And he's going to get his first and his second. So his first is that one, his second is that one. So we get a doom, we're going to spread doom, and then we're going to do a headline. So spreading doom, we're going to go from the bottom. It's St. Erasmus's home. Doom, and then that goes on there. And then headline for Mitch. He's going to get headline, opinion, everything hopeless, the end draws near, advertiser's final issue, question mark. You roll 1 dice. This dice roll is not a test. You suffer a total amount of damage and horror equal to the dice result. Oh, what? Flipping heck. Oh, here we go. This is not a test. 1. Boom. Boom. One on Mitch. He's got nothing else to put it on. Got nothing else to put it on. So he takes 1. That was lucky. That was lucky. So there we go. That's that one. That's Mitch done, and then we're going to draw 2 for Dexter. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Gate burst. Gate burst is at Uptown. So we're going to put Doom in there. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And I think you then move the cards back. Yeah, Gate burst. Place 1 Doom in each space, shuffle the card and discard and place it on the bottom. So yeah, that goes. These all go shuffled back. These all get shuffled back. We'll do it that way so you can't actually see which ones are which. You do it around nice and quickly. Do that. Keep them that way up, and then quickly flip them over and put them on there like that. And back in the deck. That was Gate Burst, and then we're going to do a Doom, which is Kingsport Harbour, St. Erasmus's home. Delightful. So that's going to go there. We're going to get another anomaly there soon. So that was it for the Mythos phase. Back to the Investigators action phase. Right, first of all, we're going to go with Dexter. He's going to try and research this second clue, try and move the storyline on. So he gets 3 dice for a research action. He needs a 5 or a 6. Put the second clue onto the pale lantern. He does it. He absolutely nails it. 5 and a 6. That is the second clue onto the Pale Lantern scenario sheet, which means we get this one. When there are 2 or more clues on the scenario sheet, flip this card. Oops. You find Dolores under a false name in a small attic apartment. When she sees it's you, she loosens her grip on the iron fire poker and sighs with relief. A few minutes later, with a cup of tea in her shaking hand, Dolores explains that she joined the Lantern Club for a chance to rub elbows with the social elite of Arkham and Kingsport, but has begun to notice troubling gaps in her memory. Recent reports of missing persons in the Arkham Advisor conjure cloudy visions of her meeting a man in a bone mask at the club, and an unshakable sense of dread. That group has made me do terrible things. Please, you must help me. Choose one. To infiltrate the Lantern Club by posing as a wealthy new member, add Codex 77 to the Codex. To find and interrogate one of the Society's officers, add card 78 to the Codex. Then add card 84 to the Codex behind the mask side up, and return this card to the archive. Okay. Let's have a think about this. We've got Mitch, who would like to probably go and interrogate one of the officers, and we've got Dexter, who would rather probably go and infiltrate and be all hoity-toity with the elite. So let's roll a dice for it. On a 1 to 3, we're going to go with Mitch, who's the lead investigator. On a 4 to 6, we're going to go with Dexter. So 1 to 3 is Mitch. 4, which means we're going to try and infiltrate the Lantern Club. So we need to add Codex 77 to the card. Add card 77 to the card. Let's just dig out card 77. Just talk amongst yourselves. Then add card 84 to the Codex. It says behind the mask, side up. That's that. And then I could just put this card back in the Codex while I'm here. That was card 76. So that goes back in there. That's 76. Oh. Okay. Good. We are good. So first one is infiltration, which reads: Dolores told you that the Lantern Club meets after hours at the Hall School in Kingsport while the girls sleep in the dormitory. Members of the club wear masks at the meetings, and you'll need to earn a mask of your own to get your foot into the door. To gain a mask and an invitation, you'll have to impress the right people by demonstrating your wealth and social connections. Encounter. You attempt to garner an invitation to the club. Test influence. You may spend any amount of money to add 1 success to your roll. For each dollar spent this way, if your test result is 6 or more, flip this card. Resolve this encounter ability only at the Hall School. Okay, so we've got to go to the Hall School, spend some money, add any amount of money to add 1 success. So yeah, we're going to need to get some dosh. So that's that. It's card 77. Go to the Hall School. And then we've got behind the mask. You finally gained some headway into the investigation at the Lantern Club, and you have a title for their inhuman leader, the Bloodless Man. The threat continues to build, and you know there is still so much you can't see, but at least you feel like you aren't just chasing a shadow. If cards 85 or 86 are in the Codex, return this card to the archive. No, otherwise each investigator may focus 1 skill of their choice, even if it exceeds their focus limit. And there are 8 or more doom on this scenario sheet at card 85. So we can focus a skill even if it hits our limit. Okay. Well, because he can, and he's got rack the spell. Or is he just going to go knee deep into strength? I don't think I'm ever going to use them now because the spell costs sanity and he's not high on sanity. I'm going to just go knee deep into strength. So observation and strength. And I think I'm going to do a similar thing with. I'm going to do a similar thing with Dexter. It's all about the law. I could be playing this wrong. I could be playing it completely wrong. Influence. Do you need to test influence? You attempt to garner invitation to the club. Influence. You may. Right, no, he's influence. I'm going to do influence. What am I doing? Yeah, let's do influence. That takes him to 4. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So that was Dexter's first. That was Dexter's first action. That was Dexter's first action. And then his second action is going to be to move down here. Then we're going to go with Michael. Michael's action is going to be to move into the streets and then engage, attack. That's actually his first action, is to move into the streets. The Pale Lord doesn't automatically engage him because it's elusive. So his second action is he's going to attack and therefore engage the Pale Lord. Let's see how bad he is. Pale Lord. Oh my goodness. He's 4, -2 strength, elusive. After this monster attacks, place 1 doom on its space. Does 1 damage and 1 mental. That's not too bad. -2 strength, 4. Have a guess what? Because I moved, I'm going to do 2 damage and take the old boiler out. The old boiler's gone. Served me well. It served me well. That's the old boiler gone. I'll put that up there out of the way. And that puts 2 damage on to the Pale Lord. Remember Mitch's attack actions, he's going to get 5 for his strength because he's focused in it. He's got 4 + 1, so that's 5, and then he gets 4 for the typewriter. But then he's going to take 2 away from the Pale Lord, and he's taken 2 strength away. So we're going to be rolling 7 in total. We're needing 6s. Needing 6s. We've got 1, which puts another damage on the Pale Lord. While resolving a test, only 6s count as success after you pass the test. Well, I did pass the strength test, so cursed is gone. That's the way I read it. I don't think I'm wrong. I passed the test. I've taken a strength test when in an attack. And so therefore, I have passed. So cursed is now gone, I would say. Okay. That's that. That was Mitch's second action. Oops. We're doing it. Turn that off, turn that off. Oh my goodness. Right. We then move on to the monster phase. And unfortunately, Mitch is going to take 1 damage. But unfortunately, Turin, I'm sorry mate, off you go. Turin is gone with 1 damage and 2 sanity. So 2 sanity is the bit that's going to take him out. He died for a noble cause, buddy. Died for a noble cause. So that's the monster phase. The monster phase is done. The encounter phase. Mitch can't take an encounter because he's engaged with an enemy. So unfortunately he won't be able to take one this time. But Dexter can. He's in the Kingsport Harbour. So let's see what he gets. And he is at St. Erasmus's home. A crackling radio plays quiet music in an otherwise silent room occupied by old sailors lost in their memories. Hoping to lighten the spirits here, you begin loudly making small talk and sharing playful anecdotes. Test influence. So we're now at 4, which is pretty good. Fives and sixes. 1 success. 1 success. If you pass, the residents embrace you as a welcome ray of light and you become blessed. Oh, that is awesome. That is very, very good. We're blessed. Dexter is blessed. Which now means that it's obviously it's similar to Cursed, as in that 4s, 5s and 6s now count as a success, and after you fail a test, discard this card. So we're blessed. That's very good. So that's it for the encounter phase. That's it for the encounter phase. Like I say, Mick can do one. So we're now on to the Mythos phase. Drawing those tokens. Starting with Mick first of all, as we always do. Going to draw his 2 tokens out. That's his first, that's his second. Sorry, Drew. So Reckoning. And then a monster. So let's work through the Reckoning first of all. So we start off with the Pale Lantern. Each investigator with Doom in their space suffers 1 horror, unless they discard 1 focus. No, that's fine. I can put 1 horror on the Magician's Cane. That's fine. It takes 2. So that's that one, because obviously he is in space with Doom. Mitch is not in any space with Doom, so he's fine. So that's that Reckoning 1 done. Up here, remove 1 Doom from this card. If there's no Doom on the card, then flip it. We seem to have gone away from that now, but maybe he needs to go back and see if we can do that. So that's it for the Reckoning here. And then the only other Reckoning point we've got is here, the Dark Pact. So we need to roll a dice. I'm gonna roll of a 1. This is where MB's luck. This is where MB's luck comes in. A 4. We are good. We are good. So that was Mitch. So the Reckoning, and then the monster. I think that's bottom one. It is. So we've got Hovering Bayaki, Spawn at most Doom, Pursuit, Lurker, place 1 Doom in this space. Pursuit. Let me just have a very quick look at what Pursuit does. After this model is dealt damage by an investigator in another space and moves towards that. Okay, I just had a quick look. I didn't really look at it too much, but Spawn at most Doom. Yeah. Down here at the Hall School. That's really annoying because that's where we need to be. But there we go. Here's what it is. Spawn at most Doom. So that's been done. That's been done for Mitch. And then we go on to Dexter. He's going to draw 2, which he gets these 2. which is that one and that one. So first thing we need to do is draw the other monster. Oh, we've got a terrified wanderer. Spawn at street nearest leader. Hunter move towards and engage. So he would spawn here. He would spawn here because that is the streets nearest the leader, which means he's going to straight away engage Mitch McGlenn over here. After this monster becomes engaged with you, test influence -1. If you pass, defeat him. So influence -1, he's influence 3, so he's going to roll 2 dice. And he passes, which means he defeats the terrified monster straight away. After this monster becomes engaged, you test influence -1. Ah, I should have only rolled. Oh no, I did roll. He's got 3 influence, 2 dice, -1. If you pass, defeat it. Done. And then we've got the headline for Dexter. Headline, test will. Let's do that straight away before we read anything. Will is 2. I'll leave the dice tray up so you can see it. Let's see what he gets. He doesn't pass at all. He becomes cursed. Oh, for goodness sake, that's seriously. Anyway, the bless is going to stop that because it says if you would become cursed, discard this card instead. So annoying. So annoying. There we go. Blessed for such a short period of time. And that is it for the Mythos phase. And I think we're nearly on the hour, so we will call it there. Very, very good turn, I think. I think Mitch is taking some pounding over there, but he's doing all right. He's not lost any health yet. He needs to sort his sanity out. We need to see if we can sort some stuff out with rope and anchor. He can pay for sanity here. Moving across into here, nothing's going to help with sanity in there. But there's places we can deal. We've got to deal with the Power Lord first of all. Dexter is doing okay. He's put some clues on. He's progressed the story. Dark Pact has not come to light. Where we might go next, though, is we need to try and see if we can. I'm going to send Dexter across to the high school to see if he can, because. Well, they're going to both have to go there because that hovering Bayaki. I think we're going to have to give up on this bit now. I don't think we're going to be able to do this. We're going to move across this side of the board, deal with the anomaly, deal with the hovering Bayaki, and see where we go from there. I just think it's too late for this. We could go 1, 2, and then see if we can do an encounter to see if we can stop it. Might be worth a punt. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm glad you enjoyed. Well, I hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm really enjoying making them. And you all stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Arkham Horror 3rd edition. And I'll take the dice tray off so you can see the board, which I've just been talking about. Take care, everyone. See you later.